The super rich give you a clear path for changing your mind and becoming incredibly successful. This audiobook contains 22 useful lessons that offer practical strategies and wise tips to help you achieve and become an indispensable high worker. You will learn useful ways to improve your imagination and create an interesting personal brand, which will lead to more value and good results. These are the things you will learn today. How important it is to carry out plans. Always trying to get better. Giving others something of value. Keeping your mind set. The audiobook uses a straightforward style to inspire and motivate you to raise your standards, get past your limitations, learn unique skills, and join the ranks of the super rich. The super rich aims to challenge you to break free from average and lead you to success and wealth. If you want to take your success, income, and power to a whole new level, you have to listen to this audiobook. Let us get you excited about trying new things and help you reach your full human potential. Lesson 1. Making yourself more useful is the key to success and performance. Do you find it hard to succeed while others seem to have no trouble? What makes some people very successful while others find it hard to move forward? What do they know that you don't, that they do? The key to success is becoming useful, an idea followed by top workers in all areas. Don't be satisfied with being average. Work hard to become a unique skill that everyone wants. To get to the top, you have to ask yourself, what can I do to become indispensable to companies, clients, and co-workers? If you position yourself as the chosen solution provider, you will always be valued, paid well, and given first access to new opportunities. Follow the steps that today's great business owners, creators, and rainmakers have taken. Even though they came from nothing, they worked hard to develop unique skills that others depended on, whether they were computer geniuses, marketing experts, or artistic geniuses. They learned a lot of useful skills that made them very desirable. Focusing on getting very good at a few things will make you the kind of expert that powerful people actively seek out, even if you're not sure what you want to do right now. Keep your mind on beating your rivals and becoming the clear best in your field. You will be very useful if you have a great edge and are a master in your area. Big awards are waiting for people who are brave enough to go against the grain and become stars in their field. It's normal to have questions, but if you work hard, have a clear goal, and are disciplined, you can become truly world-class. Start now to reach your full greatness potential. Being aware of how important it is to stand out is significant. Why be someone who is easy to replace when you can become someone who is very valuable? Often, the biggest things that stop us from reaching our goals are things we do to ourselves. When there is doubt, people tend to make reasons and stop moving forward. People who feel like they're always lacking something tend to make reasons instead of taking responsibility. Setbacks can happen, but how they are dealt with can change the results. Turn sad events into the basis for stories about people who are saved. Keep your faith even when fake spiritual leaders try to trick you into thinking that you should stop moving forward and rest instead. Self-criticism can make you feel like you're having an identity crisis because you're afraid to let go of labels and beliefs that hold you back. Instead of taking chances to reach their goals, they try to find comfort in the reasons they give. To be great, though, we often have to let go of the shy parts of ourselves in order to bring out our inner power. Justifications may make you feel better in the short term, but they always leave you feeling let down and betrayed. They come to get support for settling down without any soul and dodging the difficulties that their fate calls for. But you can't have both great meaning and average goals at the same time. Get rid of your reasons and start walking the way to success. Accept the knowledge that comes from your deepest self. No more telling lies, fooling yourself, or doubting. lock up all exit ways for good. You can either embrace greatness with every breath or stay where you are and wait for conditions that will never come together. Who is ready to show the world how smart they are today? People who are driven and won't accept excuses will have a bright future if they can get past their own problems. Second lesson, making anything better. Products, methods, service, etc. The world is always changing. Every second, new tools, ideas, and better standards appear. Are you able to keep up with the times, or do you become out of date quickly? Executives and business owners know that ongoing growth is a key part of making money and being successful. They are always trying to get better, whether it's by changing goods, making methods more efficient, or giving better customer service. Even big tech companies like Apple and Samsung are always making their products better. Being too comfortable can do a lot of damage. It is important to know that clients or bosses could switch to a better choice as soon as it comes out. If there is a clearly better option available, why would you pick the less good one? Of course not. You want the newest and best things just like everyone else. Success doesn't just happen. You have to keep coming up with new ideas, making your job better, and mastering it. Be honest with yourself about your flaws and weaknesses. Don't try to explain them away. It's important to remember that even if you're doing well right now, your market share and how people see you can change quickly. Being ready for tough competition is always a good idea. Make regular improvements to performance. Small steps forward every day add up to big benefits over time. You should also improve your skills and powers. In today's fast-paced world, you have to keep changing to stay ahead. Instead of hanging on to the past, welcome new ideas. To be successful in the world we live in now, you need to be aware, bold, and creative. Being in charge and responsible is important. Learn how to optimize everything to keep moving forward and take the lead. If you don't, you could lose ground to rivals who are more focused and ahead of the curve. Do something right away, or else watch as other people fly by. People with new ideas should be rewarded with lots of money. 3rd lesson. Ideas that can change the course of history should be rewarded with open arms. By making goods, services, and solutions that are much better, companies can make huge gains and have a positive effect on society. Don't the bright people who came up with these ideas that could change the world also deserve a lot of praise? Think about what would have happened if the people who made great tools like search engines, apps, social media, and e-commerce didn't get paid for them. It's possible that we're still waiting for or losing out on their new innovations. It's important to give geniuses the right kinds of rewards. It can be hard for thinkers to be creative when their work isn't respected or is used without permission. Of course, rules are supposed to stop people from taking ideas right away. Copyright, trademark, and patent rights let artists be the first to do something and make money. Nevertheless, originators often don't have the means or business sense they need compared to bigger companies. They often miss out on the chance to make as much money as possible from their ideas. Before updating any industry, it's important to know a lot about business sense and how to run a business. It's important to plan ahead and think about things like buyouts, licensing, stock, and fees. Find out how much your idea is worth in terms of money and credit. Take some time to think about the first deal before you take it. Business sharks often try to take advantage of people who aren't sure of themselves or haven't negotiated much before. Giving up control of your project is not a good idea. Keep it for as long as you can. You might want to hire advisors who have a history of protecting the rights of creators in your field and making sure they get the awards they deserve by using strategic planning, strong resolve, and good chances. You can make sure you have the financial future you want. Instead of losing out on great chances, make sure your ideas reach their full potential by leading them to great success. Lesson 4. Being creative is the best way to get rich. feeling limited by how much money you have now? You are not to blame. The rat race was made to make sure that people with big ideas are always looking for standard benefits and give up their creative goals to work in the business world. But there is a way to free the economy. Come up with new ideas and make money off of them. People who are very creative say that trading time for money doesn't lead to financial freedom. You can use your mind to its fullest and get things that make you money. Instead of depending on paid work, entrepreneurs can make private income streams through intellectual property and groundbreaking ideas. Steve Jobs, Oprah Winfrey, and Kanye West have all built hugely successful businesses by being very creative. By trying new, unusual things, you can break through income plateaus if you understand the connection between skill and competition. When you go beyond today's simple and easy-to-understand norms, you can become rich overnight or start an industry dynasty. Without a doubt, taking risks without any safety steps is the only way to truly great things. Things won't change much in the world if you are careful. To get the money-making ability of your talent, you need to break free from rules and restrictions. Don't let people who don't agree with you downgrade your ideas when they laugh at them. The amount of money you can make will depend on your unique ideas, not your boss's funds. Even if it means taking chances, enjoy the exciting trip of making your troubling thoughts come true. Only you can tell yourself it's okay to follow your dreams, even if other people think they're not realistic. Don't wait for permission or resources before starting. Allow your creativity to grow by giving it the freedom it needs. Amazing things can be done with a clear goal and unwavering determination. Take a different path today. Get artistic success by using your mind to its fullest, without limits, without giving up, without hesitating, and without looking back. Your innovative ideas could change the course of events. Lesson 5. It's not enough to just learn things. You have to put them into action. In order to be successful, a lot of people read self-help ebooks, listen to podcasts, take classes, and read a lot of material online. Their big plans are on hold for now, though, because they are still filled with energy and ideas without doing anything. Know this: learning is useless and ineffective if you don't do anything with what you've learned. To build wealth, you need to consistently do things instead of just idly taking in knowledge. When you think you are being careful, too much planning can actually slow you down once you know the basics. People often think too much about things because they are afraid of messing up or don't want to do anything. To make insights useful, they need to be used in the real world. Consultants aren't hired just because they can make smart arguments or are academic experts. Customers like it when ideas are put into action in a way that makes progress that can be seen and measured. Please don't keep adding extra training to every lesson. Thinking too much can make you do nothing. Remind yourself that you will never fully understand something, so don't use excellence as an excuse. It is more useful to understand 80% of something and be determined and driven to act than to try to be perfectly precise without any risk. For building energy and confidence, action is key, but careful planning is also important. People who are brave enough to get around obstacles and rules are more likely to succeed. Remember that what you do has a bigger effect than anything you say or write. Do something today instead of just thinking, studying, and planning. Adopt the attitude of always coming up with new ideas and be determined to see things through to the end. I find it very annoying to have to split the two. It is better to use knowledge right away than to let it become a burden. Feel like a pioneer, then make history instead of just learning it. Lesson 6. Get better at judging other people. Are there people you want to hurt? Good job. In that case, you have stood up for something. Winston Churchill said this wise thing: recognizing that criticism means you are having a big effect on people, which can make them feel uneasy and scared. Getting criticism is a clear sign that you have power. When used correctly, opposition views can actually make strategies and solutions stronger instead of stopping people who want to think outside the box. People who don't understand often make fun of things they don't understand. However, it's important to keep an open mind and be willing to hear questions about your plans. Some doubters might not want to support progress. Instead, they might want to stick to old ways of doing things and need more encouragement to accept change. Even when people criticize you, it's important to keep going and keep an open mind. Critics can sometimes give us useful information that we hadn't thought of before. Instead of getting angry at people who disagree with you, see them as a chance to think about your ideas again with an open mind. People who disagree with you but are thoughtful may point out mistakes that need to be fixed or bring up complicated situations that still need to be dealt with. Criticism that is helpful can be a great way to get free coaching advice. There is no such thing as a perfect plan or theory from the start. Our company is open to a detailed review from various points of view because we believe it is better to find any flaws early on than to have a big failure later on. A careful look now stops big problems from happening later, fixes flaws, improves consistency, and gets rid of doubts to make sure the end result stands out. Charles Caring said that if you state a problem clearly, you're halfway there to solving it. Giving artists constructive feedback that makes problems clear can really help them solve problems. How can creators make their work better without pointing out its flaws? To make progress, you also need to be honest with yourself. Stay true to your big picture while asking other people for their opinions. Bring together high-minded ideas and real-world experience to make answers that can be used. Accept helpful criticism to help you make your best work. Lesson 7. The daily growth that makes people rich. A lot of the time, financial experts talk about how assets can grow and make you richer through compound growth. But your skill stack is the most important asset you have. Professional growth is huge when you keep improving your skills, information, and influence every day. You can greatly improve your skills over time by making small changes every day. If you stay on this road for 10 years, no one else will be able to keep up. Think about how great your results would be if you got a custom improvement every day. Regular plan for personal growth. Rich people don't just work harder at first. They keep growing as people forever. You can find a lot of things every day, like podcasts, classes, and trainers that can help you get better. Using what you've learned over and over again leads to big growth and change over time. Growing as a person through desire feels normal and easy. Find something you're really interested in and pay close attention to every little thing. Make habits that you stick to keep your skills and information from going away. Plan for your emotional and career growth. Be in charge of your own success and become a major player in your field. Find out how to make good habits a part of your daily life. To get more done, learn effective ways to do it. Figure out how to make smart decisions. Get rid of mediocrity and weakness wherever they are hiding with a brutal level of efficiency. There are no limits to how much you can grow by constantly improving yourself. Unlock your huge personal potential right now. Get what you want and hit new heights. Lesson 8. The key to being generous with money is to give it away. A lot of people think that getting more assets is the best way to get rich. But one important thing to know about how the very rich live is how to use the overwhelming power of kindness. By putting giving first, you can use the power of exchange rules to draw wealth more effectively than if you only focused on making money. Without a doubt, selfless acts have a huge effect on making the world a better place. Giving can greatly speed up your income if you do it in a smart way. Show that being generous can open up doors and opportunities. To create trustworthiness and build trust, give away free education, tools, and resources. In the long run, building up social wealth can pay off in important ways. Seed funding prepares the way for bigger investments in the future and builds energy for more money to come in. Small tests are a good way to let other people see your idea for the first time. Start those income velocity flywheels moving. One free MVP can lead to thousands of sales in the future. When you're thinking about how to pay it forward, you should also think about how it could help the other person. We can help those with the best futures find their way by giving them power. To get the best return on your investment today, bet on the most driven people. People who motivate others to do their best will be given a wonderful gift. Donate without thinking twice, believing that general rules will help. Believe that being brave will pay off, and take brave steps. Having an attitude of wealth can help you enjoy the benefits of giving. Putting value into the world can help cash streams come back faster. Lesson 9. The only way to be safe is to make other people need you. Many people worry about their job security in a world where technology is growing and competition for skilled workers is fierce on a global scale. But some professionals do great work, while others are fired even for small problems. In this high-stakes market where jobs are always changing, what is their plan? Being needed by everyone. Companies are quick to get rid of positions that aren't needed, but they strongly support workers who bring exceptional value. This means that top performers who are becoming invaluable aren't affected by recession and aren't likely to be passed over for raises. You should not make your career too dependent on a single job title. Outsourcing or layoffs can happen in any specific area at some point. Instead, become a skilled and flexible expert who can make important advances that can't be done by computers or people who aren't experienced. By working on your skills behind the scenes, you can become an expert in many areas. Then, when the company changes, you can take on bigger leadership roles with confidence. Prepare to fill skill gaps quickly by learning on your own and looking for internships outside of your present job. Bring attention to things that have been ignored to bring life back to projects that have been sitting idle. Take on important projects and make decisions when leadership is having trouble or there aren't enough people to do them. Do something ahead of time to fill in organizational holes. As if you were the CEO, run things like you are. Important people set their own rules and are treated with the same level of luxury as kings. Avoid threats to your job from outside sources by becoming important in your company. To improve your work success, use the power of providing important value. Learn how to influence people well in Lesson 10. Having a hard time getting people to support your projects or ideas, even though you're really excited about them. Tired of having to beg and convince people over and over again to help your cause. To master the art of influence, you have to make sure that other people see your point of view as good for them. You should focus on showing why they should help you instead of going into detailed details about your dreams. The thing that drives people the most is the question of how a situation will help them. People will go to great lengths to help you reach your goals if you know how to appeal to their personal interests. It's clear that cold influence goes against the principles of moral leadership. On the other hand, unselfish contributions don't mean much if they aren't presented in a way that makes sense for each audience. Clearly state the benefits that each person will receive from working with your plans. Building relationships that help both sides makes allies much stronger than just taking advantage of others. When it comes to convincing, it's important to remember that everyone has their own reasons. Customized pitches that fit with each individual's viewpoint can be incredibly effective, while general mass approaches often fall flat. Master mesmerizers look at the profiles of their study subjects and analyze them based on their psychological traits, finding the exact emotional triggers that can make people cooperate. Knowing why your friends or enemies want what they want makes it easy to make deals that are good for both sides. Anyone can be persuaded if they are given strong incentives that fit their own goals. As soon as you play on other people's economic self-interest, things move quickly forward. A clear and simple method will help you get results you can count on. Learn how to effectively persuade others by tailoring your ideas so that they help everyone the most. Make sure they can't say no. Lesson 11. Make other people happy and show them how much you value them. Are you sick of battling on social media all the time for attention and approval? Stop desperately trying to get the attention of people who don't care about you. Do what's best for other people before what's best for yourself. Give people such useful information that they will gladly recognize and value your job. Think about the idea of pulling instead of pushing. Draw, don't sell. Avoid acting in a self-centered way and only focus on finding out what people really want. What steps can you take to give better service than your competitors? People who are committed to making a good difference in people's lives typically get more market share. Don't expect anything in return when you give. Our goal is to give people information, tools, fun, and a real sense of community. A lot of businesses think that deals are important for building ties. By being kind, you can turn that old thought on its head. Impress potential customers who are tired of false claims and promises that can't be kept. Make sure you deliver in a way that makes them happy and makes them want their co-workers to benefit too. People who are passionate about your brand and don't get paid will soon joyfully spread your message instead of trying to appeal to a large audience. Find passionate niche groups and help them grow. Encourage their unwavering commitment by giving them the tools they need to reach their full potential. Your idea will pay off in a big way. There are already too many people in the world who only care about themselves and make big promises they never keep. You can move up by being seen as a real source of value. Put other people first and touch their hearts to make a difference, which will change the world in the end. Lesson 12. Make the world a better place and watch your power grow. When you watch TV news or look through social media, it's hard not to feel like the end of the world is near because of all the horrible things that are being said. The media usually only reports on the bad parts of global events, making it hard to see the big good things that are happening. Perception is also a very important factor in how we act afterward. Unknowingly, focusing on danger over and over again teaches our thoughts to make fear, chaos, and discomfort much worse. Everything that comes into our lives, good or bad, is caused by the ideas we have. Think about a movement that starts to counteract the bad attitude of the media. By focusing on the good things that are happening and progress being made, these outlets would not downplay the problems that are still happening. By taking this action, it gives people the power to feel positive instead of hopeless. It's important to report long-term problems, but it's also important to draw attention to the ways that they are being fixed. This way of doing things gets people interested in making things better. Light is the only thing that can drive away darkness and help the blind see. More people need to be able to fight evil with acts of kindness and happiness. You have a huge chance to lead both locally and internationally through constructive media. Make your own stage for good news that shows off the good things people are doing. Get the word out about growth until it's accepted by many. In a world full of drama and disagreement, good news reporting is a key way to bring people together around shared values. Feel the power of good stories and see what a huge difference they can make in the world. Why should you ask if I'm rich? Instead, you should ask how many other people are struggling to get out of debt. To avoid taking unnecessary risks, they often say, "If I become wealthy." This way of thinking about wealth sees it as something that might or might not happen, not something that will definitely happen soon. However, if you want to reach any goal, you have to be sure from the start that it will happen. People who are very successful never question that things will happen. Instead, they focus on how to make them happen. People deeply understand that every action, decision, and thought will lead to the reality of ideas that have already been planned. They are sure and full of confidence. It's important to think about financial protection and stay away from bad thoughts about not having enough money. Do not think about whether you can afford something. Instead, think about how you can afford it. If you want to live a luxurious life, stop daydreaming and start working toward your dream home as if it were already yours. Proactive certainty, awareness plans for and gets past problems by being disciplined, saving money, investing, learning new skills, and making deals. Instead of waiting for your dream future to happen, make it happen right now. Little things you do every day add up to make you feel sure of your future and set you up for success. Don't let bad thoughts about lack stop you from reaching your financial goals. Take a look at how great people think. They have a deep understanding that everything that is thought of will happen in the end. Live a life that is sure to be full of plenty. Get rid of your doubts and grab your wealth. Lesson 14. Brand yourself in a way that makes you stand out. Discover the problems in society that you want to solve with your job. Are you a person who fights against wrong? Is it possible to fix units that don't work? How can we deal with and make things better for the problems that disadvantaged groups face? Building a good image means showing off the problems you've solved to make people feel connected. Share your work journey by telling a story that shows how you overcame problems and reached your goals. Show that you are determined even when things get hard or you have questions. Separate companies into two groups, those who agree with you and those who don't. Getting respect means getting through hard times. Use planned debate to leave an image that lasts while still keeping your fans on board. Adopting your own style will help you stand out and inspire both customers and co-workers. If you make a choice that might hurt your image, be sure of it and stick to it. To be a thought leader, you need to focus on your core group instead of the whole world. But instead of criticizing, it's important to encourage growth by giving people hope. Make your unusual choices seem like moral duties to improve society. Using quests to improve people's respect is a lot more satisfying than just moving up the business ladder. You can stand out from other applicants and move up in your job by building your personal brand. But go into the application with the goal of making a big difference. Write an interesting story that keeps the reader's attention and be sure to accept the part of the main character. Lesson 15. Be thankful and act like you have everything you need. Thinking about and showing thanks ahead of time is a strong sign of future success. If you want to see your biggest dreams come true faster, think about each goal as if you've already accomplished it, even before it happens. Think about your greatest dreams coming true. Instead of focused on what you don't have, start respecting yourself based on what you do have. Stop looking for approval from outside sources of success all the time. Stop depending on outside things like raises, money, or praise to make you feel good about yourself. Instead, become a source of your own happiness and confidence. Learn to be aware of and grateful for the little miracles and blessings that happen in your life. Develop the ability to see how your fate is playing out through chance meetings, lucky events, and unexpected chances. As proof of faster speeds, describe them in a clear and direct way. Being thankful helps to bring good things and gifts into the present time. Every note in the gratitude book and every positive prayer is proof that things are going to happen. Make being thankful a part of your daily life. Instead of focused on what you don't have, it's important to keep an eye on your thoughts and stop feelings of lack from taking over. Jealousy, envy, and feelings of not being good enough can keep you from getting the riches you earn. Even when things are hard, expect a lot. Stay true to yourself and do the right thing. Imagine the good things that will happen in the future when you are a giving donor or a strong leader. In the near future, you will feel the love of devoted friends and helpful family members. Saying thank you ahead of time will help your dreams come true faster. Lesson 16. Beat your rival by being the first or best. Some names become powers in a free market where competition is very high, while others get lost and forgotten. In every field, there is a past that honors the brave, innovative leaders who tried to change things for the better. Customers passionately back the makers of certain groups, while ignoring the ones that aren't doing as well. Remember that things that we now think of as groundbreaking were once thought to be impossible or even impossible to imagine. But artists who were driven were able to find chances even when things were unsure. They bravely brought their dreams of other worlds to life through creation and revolt because they were so determined. At first, critics thought that pioneers' goals were impossible or not necessary. Empires, on the other hand, often honor and reward brave warriors who prove critics wrong in battle. Customers are very happy with people who break the rules and make their lives better in important ways. The bar keeps going up. Things that were once seen as growth are now seen as normal. Always try to imagine what goods, services, and tools will be available in the future by picturing how your competitors will work. Picture something that doesn't seem possible right now. Learn everything you can about coming up with ideas, planning for the future, and doing a thorough risk assessment. Instead of just following market trends, you should start moving in completely new ways. Quickly and aggressively take a strong place before other people can catch up. It's smart to act now and make changes before your rivals make you obsolete. You could get left behind if you don't take the lead now. People and businesses can only be successful if they can break new ground, rule, and leave a long impact. If you don't do that, bad things could happen. Lesson 17. Don't get stuck in the past. Move on. People often feel lost and trapped by what they see as a disaster when their goals fall through. But people in history were able to get through hard times by quickly turning mistakes into chances to learn. They got through tough times and came out stronger than ever. Albert Einstein was kicked out of school because his teachers said he was abnormal. It is important to remember that Michael Jordan did not make his high school basketball team. Walt Disney's first cartoon company had trouble making money. Steve Jobs was fired from Apple, the business he helped start. They didn't dwell on the broken vows and ideas, though. Instead, they quickly moved on with better planning. With their drive and years of useful knowledge, they quickly became famous again. Their strong belief in their ability to succeed finally made it happen. In fact, problems are good because they help you see problems early on, which makes them easier to fix. After every failure, new problems become clear that can be solved. Failures are good because they teach you something and show you ways to grow and get better. It's pointless to feel bad about the past because you can't change it. Do not think about problems too much or blame outside forces. Just figure out what needs to be fixed and turn your attention to making progress. Failure will happen again and again if you accept it. When things don't go as planned, you should always recommit to your cause with a fresh understanding and energy. In nature, the phoenix rising from the ashes is the most amazing story of a comeback. Even when things go wrong, success is still possible. Do not give up and keep moving forward. Lesson 18. Don't scare the bird you want to catch. Genuine and honest methods that engage prospects are a surefire way to keep them interested. But sellers who aren't very good at what they do often send too many texts because they're desperate. Instead of coming up with an appealing approach, it's more important to understand how people think and feel in order to gently guide them toward making good decisions.